Welcome to Washington. I'm Connor Bernstein with the National Mining Association, and you're watching NMA TV. This is an episode of Safety Shares. Today we're joined by Eric Hansen, the CEO of Innovative Wireless Technologies. Eric, thanks so much for being with us.
Great to be here, Connor. Thank you.
Well, IWT has won the NIOSH Mine Safety and Health Technology Innovation Award multiple times. You're at the leading edge of mine safety technology. How important is the role of innovation and technology in mine safety?
Well, it's in our name, so we take it very seriously. We think innovation is what, in a positive way, disrupts markets and industries that brings higher levels of safety, higher levels of efficiency, and higher levels of productivity. And we often think, I preach to my team, that innovation often occurs at the adjacencies of markets. Most of our technology was developed originally for first responders in the military, and then found a really nice resonant point for mining because of the capabilities of that technology. And so oftentimes innovation comes from left field, but it's important to continually innovate because it often gives you large leaps in those areas of safety and efficiency.
And you had mentioned the warfighter and how some of your technology came from there. And in a previous conversation, it was fighting in caves and needing to be able to communicate from underground, and then finding an application for that technology in mining.
Absolutely. And it's funny how oftentimes innovation starts in one industry, goes to another industry, gets enhanced and improves, and goes back. So we started in deploying mesh networks for special forces groups, and we developed the technology with an Army research grant for mission critical connectivity when you don't have GPS and you don't have terrestrial networks available. And so rapidly deployable systems that you can put in underground caves, tunnels, etc. And that's where we started. And then around 2006, with the Federal Miner Act, NIOSH had put innovation grants on the market to try to encourage technology that had dual use applications. So we found a really nice spot there, and now we have the largest market share in underground connectivity in the mining space across the U.S.
It's remarkable. And another remarkable thing happening is the data revolution that we're in, and the AI revolution, and what we can now do with data. How important is AI going to be in data to mine safety?
It is critical. I have a good friend who has worked in the AI all the way back to Microsoft, and he often says data is the new oil. And in the things that you can do with data are incredible. And we started 10 years ago with analytics because we had all these networks that we had to remotely monitor and manage. And I saw it, and my team saw it, as a force multiplier. I call it a time machine almost. AI is almost a time machine. How do you recover time and efficiency? And labor is also a big challenge for the industry, not only mining engineering, but just purely labor. And so if you can do more with less, and that's what AI really opens up. We started doing analytics to save engineering time and labor to support our customers better. And so we were the guinea pigs of using analytics and advanced analytics and all this data aggregation to manage our networks more efficiently. Then we had customers coming to us asking for our data sets. And we're like, And what we realized is that, particularly for underground mining, connectivity and information mobility is really hard to achieve. And aggregating data across one network allows you to create a data lake that is perfect for AI to ingest. So this analytics platform that we now call Clarity, because it brings a single pane of glass for customers to manage their entire mining operation and situational awareness. With the evolution of AI, it's been rocket fuel for that platform. Because now what used to take analysts and engineers time to evaluate and to correlate different trends across our mining customers with sensors and IoT and workforce tempo and machinery and equipment. AI can digest that and correlate trends that we never even imagined. And that's really exciting.
And can I double click on that for a second? So actionable recommendations, I assume those also are happening on the safety side.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one example that I'll just get that connects innovation with AI is we developed a sensor for ventilation monitoring, okay, which is a very core principle of safety when you talk about your ventilation plan, whether it's a soft rock core coal situation or hard rock, because gases can build up. So we had developed this ventilation system, and with AI and machine learning and our customer pain points, our customer said we have to take hand samples. We send a ventilation engineer underground with an anemometer, and we have to take all these samples, and then we take them back and we put them in our spreadsheets and our models. And there's a delay between the sample and maybe your ventilation plan changed, which could create a safety issue. And so they started asking us, could we use that sensor? Can we publish that data and plug it into our models and do predictive and prescriptive ventilation plan changes? So it's been a game changer for them because, number one, it saves them labor. It gives them real-time monitoring now instead of just point monitoring when they're walking through and doing sampling. And it also gives them different insights that we never imagined. Like one customer had a door, a ventilation panel open. They were able to detect the change from above ground and immediately knew exactly, triangulating where it happened, hey, go check that panel. And it completely, it's a force multiplier and a time machine for the senior ventilation engineers to use as a tool.
These are amazing tools. And my final question for you will be, at the speed that we're able to develop tools and now deploy them, what is it like working with regulators, trying to get them to understand kind of what's out there and what can be done, and that there might really be some low-hanging fruit for safety improvement?
I think the ability of AI to completely transform the regulatory environment and to make mines safer is the right time for that. I know that the administration has a big charter to support innovation in mining, not only from their traditional groups like NIOSH, but Mine of the Future, which is a DOE program, to try to envision how we get safer, more productive mines. But I also see, even in the regulatory enforcement side, they're starting to ask a lot more about what are you doing in predictive analytics and how can we be a partner. They still have to do their job. They don't want to be punitive. They want to be helpful in advancing the ball in safety. And one of the things that few people understand about mining is mining has a lower injury rate than most of the heavy industries and a lower fatality rate. And that rate has gone down and down and down as technology and innovation has been adopted in the mining space. So I think there is a lot of potential in mining, and to serve the enforcement, even to look at what is my risk profile from a worker, from an experience, when were they last trained, what is my ventilation plan, and you aggregate all these data points together, you can almost come up with a risk score for your operation. And then hopefully that allows you to negotiate with your insurance carriers that you're a safer, more productive mine.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for tuning in to NMA TV. We hope you follow us on the National Mining Association's channels, as well as Minerals Make Life, Count on Coal, and Core Safety for more.